here from Warden's Farm. It's the 26th of July and it's 10:30 in the morning. The conditions today aren't too great. It's cloudy, it's overcast, 90% humidity. We've had rain for like 3-4 days now, and I gotta get into the bees. I have to feed them in between showers. So I'm gonna pick up the ATV, run it down there because it's got the tank on the back of it with 15 gallons of 1-to-1 sugar water. And I got to get some pollen patties out of the deep freezer so I can start putting them on the hives as well. So these are the pollen patties that I made. I'm cutting them in half right now using a hive tool because this time of year it's still warm and we don't want to give hive beetles any type of chance to get in here. So we score them to break the paper. That way the bees can get into it. And since they're frozen, when they unfreeze, the bees will get into them quite easily. And this is a very soft mixture. And we'll see what the bees do with it. And only take 3 out at a time because this will do 6 hives. And I got to feed each one some sugar water as well. So this way they'll have access into the pollen patties. The dearth is on big time. The girls need some food and some pollen substitute. And this will do it for them. So after I do that, it's got all this excess wax paper on them. So I'll just take my knife and I will trim off the excess paper because the bees don't need to have that in their hive. We'll be firing up the smoker. Here's the ATV, and you can see the sugar water inside the tank. And we got the hose over here. It comes so that we can thus get it in the hives. So this is hive 1, hive 2. We're going to just pop the lids here, smoke them, put a pollen patty on, slide it over, fill up the feeder. It sounds super easy, but the bees have other ideas. But let us break the lid under the cover. But I want to put a pollen patty between them. So just to help the girls out, we will peel off a little bit of the paper. Toss that outside the fence. We're going to pick this up. We're going to place it on the hive. That way the girls get that to eat. I'm going to try and do this without adding smoke. So they got a pollen patty. And there's enough bees to keep the hive beetles out. And now I'm gonna just break apart this box just enough to open up the feeder so I can take the hose and fill it up. And now it's filling up the feeder. It's a 1-gallon feeder. Once I see it, I turn it off. And this thing pumps like 2 gallons a minute. It's perfect for what I want to do. And just so you can see that's what it looks like in there. You can see the sugar water. They have been fed. They got a pollen patty. Close them up. And they are good to go. So we have 2 hives that are fed. We're getting ready to feed this one. So I'm going to smoke them real quick. Just in the front entrance. Just to keep them all a little calm. See how the girls are doing. They look pretty good. Let's give them that pollen patty. This one has hop guard on it, just because it needed a little boost. We'll put the pollen patty right above the bees. Put the cover back on. Put the outer cover back on. And again, just pop this hive just enough to expose the feeder. And now we can put sugar water in the feeder. That'll make the girls happy, give them something to do, stop any robbing on weaker hives, but I haven't seen any robbing so far. So that's a really good thing. And I'm sure they'll go through this gallon probably in about a week. But it's all that I can do for right now, because it'll be at least 2 weeks before I can get into these, if I'm lucky, with knee surgery Monday. So hopefully that'll be the last surgery that I got to deal with for a while. All right. There's so much water because we've had so much rain. This hive has also been treated. But we are going to just give it the pollen patty. The bees are definitely after them. So there's that. Put that lid back on. Give them the space that they need. And now we just gotta add the sugar water to the feeder. Instead of carrying 1 gallon jugs of sugar water around, I now can carry up to 25 gallons of sugar water. There's that. There. I had to change out because I was sweating really bad and the bees went nuts in one of the hives down there, hive number 10. When I opened them up, they did not want to be messed with. I ended up having about 40 stingers I had to remove from my gloves, but I got them done, and now I just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hives to go. So let's go get them and let's try to get this done quickly. I'm going to put a hop guard in there because there's a lot of bees. Let's see, there we go. Get this on, close that up. that's good. Oh, see what it's got. Oh yeah, a lot of bees in there too. So, grab that. Smoke them. Feed them. There we go. Come over here to the next hive. Down. So let's give them something to eat. Put that right there. That on the ground. Give this hive some hop guard. There you go. I'm going to have to add a box onto this hive because it's full. I am now adding another box on it because it is so full. That will give the bees some room. And that's kind of what I want them to have for winter, is a deep and a medium. There's a lot of bees. That's 10 frames of bees. Okay, I don't know if anything's in the box. So let's find out here as I work my way down to the feeder. Now that one's very light, but it's full of bees. This beehive is going to need to be split. It's huge. Okay, so we finally finished feeding all 20 hives, giving all of them pollen patties. 3/4 of them I gave hop guard. So Paul from Orton's Farm, thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with how long it takes me to do this stuff sometimes. When you're working by yourself and you got 20 hives and every one of them's full of bees. It's crazy sometimes. So God bless, take care, treat your bees, and we'll see you the next time.